Welcome, everybody, to Spiritual Sanctuary, the wisdom of the divine feminine. I'm so glad you're here today. My name is Bertina, and this is the first podcast episode of 2026. What I'd like for you to do is just take a deep breath, exhale, grab your journal, grab a cup of tea or coffee, and let's begin to bring our attention towards 2026. I want you to invite you to pause with me, not rush, not plan frantically, and not set rigid resolutions. See, I can't hardly even get that word out. It's not in our nature. What is in our nature is to listen. This episode is about preparing and not pushing. It's about aligning and not controlling, and it's about choosing to live your life in a deeper relationship with yourself. It's about connecting more to your intuition and the natural cycles that have always guided us. So, if you're feeling the pull to slow down, to reflect, and to create a year that feels intentional instead of overwhelming, this episode is for you. So, let's begin to prepare the new year the priestess way. This is January 1st. Yesterday, so many people were trying to end their year with pressure to get rid of everything and to fix ourselves for this new year. Today, we're deciding to pressure ourselves to decide everything for the year, declare who you are before you even finish listening to who you've been to. But preparation, especially on the priestess path, doesn't begin with goals, but again, it begins with reflection. Before we look forward to 2026, we honor what 2025 has taught us. Ask yourself gently, what did this year initiate me into? Begin to think about this. Journal about it. What did 2025 initiate you into? Now you can stop this and start it back over as we go through a few of these journaling prompts if you like. The next journaling prompt is, where did I grow stronger? Not louder, but steadier. And then did you notice what cycles repeated themselves? Even what cycles ask for deeper awareness? Preparation isn't about becoming someone new. It's about meeting yourself more honestly. And this is where journaling becomes sacred. Journaling isn't just writing, it's witnessing. It gives your inner voice somewhere to land. It slows your nervous system and it helps you see patterns that your mind alone often misses. As we prepare for 2026, journaling supports us in three powerful ways. I have my journal here for the year. I love it. It's got a beautiful dagger and red roses. I'm a rose priestess, so this really fits me really well. I'm excited to get started on it today. When thoughts stay unspoken, though, they loop. Think about the thoughts that you have, and they keep going in circles and circles and circles, especially when these are negative thoughts. When you write them, they soften. Journaling helps release old expectations, unfinished stories, and especially today, emotional residue from the year. When you're journaling, your intuition speaks quietly. Journaling gives it space. Often, what you need to focus on in the coming year reveals itself not through effort, but through reflection. So, a journal becomes a record of your inner life, a map that you can return to again and again. And that's why I always recommend a dedicated journal for each year. If you're always journaling, then this really helps you with spiritual connection and reflection. seasonal awareness, and intuitive living. I have a few journals and planners on my website, bertina.org. You just click on the digital download. And the really cool thing is I also have a course that's 52 weeks of journaling. And you just have to choose any journal that feels aligned with who you are becoming, not who you think you should be. And that is the key. So I want to talk about something that is one of my favorite ways of preparing for the year ahead, mapping. It's a gentle, intuitive planning practice that blends divination journaling and seasonal awareness. And this is how it works. You need an oracle deck, you need a tarot deck, and you need a wheel of the year schedule and a planner. So each month, you go ahead and you work on your oracle. Now, you can do this month by month, or you can do it for the whole year. I like doing it for the whole year. And then as things come or things change, I may pull an extra oracle card to kind of give myself more reflection. But each card is a theme. It represents the lesson of the month, the energy that you're working with, and as energy changes, that's okay. That's why you can grab a second one for future months. And what do you want to be embodied rather than accomplished? So, my first one, and remember, don't force the meaning, okay? Um, you just return to it each month. I love this. This one says, "Come to me." This is the Rose Oracle deck by Rebecca Campbell. And it is the bee is just coming to the rose. Attract like a rose, receive abundance and desires. So for me, this means right now is not action. Roses don't chase bees. Bees come to the roses. Bees is pollination, is abundance, is all the wonderful things that you want. So after this, I may take a nap and dream about what I want. But for January, this is what's going to be my theme. And that will be at the top of your month in your planner. And then the next one is grabbing your tarot cards. Now, my tarot cards that I'm using today, that's just at my desk, is the Muse Tarot. It's by Chris Ann. I really like it. I have a lot of different tarot and oracle decks, and I may choose multiple ones each month. If I choose to draw each month, I may use a different deck each month. The thing is, though, is just trust your intuition. Don't try to do things that other people say you need to do. So, the major arcana is for the week. So you will look at the beginning of the week and you will pull a major arcana card for each week. I got the magician, and that will be like week 1, then I'll do week 2, week 3. And what this does, it gives you a spiritual lens for the week. It reminds you that there's a larger journey unfolding, and that context for challenges or breakthroughs for that week really hone in there. Because look at this, the magician card. I'm bringing it all to me. And it's all coming through my crown, through my knowledge, and everything's right there in front of me. And then if I choose to, I do a minor arcana for each day. And so you would have these separated out into minor arcana and major arcana. And I drew the Nine of Inspiration for this week. It's pretty cool. It helps with practical awareness for the day. I'm sorry. Emotional tone and energy management. So let's go back. The Oracle card is for the month. The major arcana is for the week. And the minor arcana is for the day. This is the Nine of Inspiration. So I'm almost where I want to be with inspiration. I have a lot of ideas, but right now I'm just making notes and thinking about what I want to do, not so much put them in action. Again, this is about conscious participation. You begin to live with the current instead of fighting it. You begin to live in the now instead of looking so much to the future. That's what I said. You can put them all out for the whole year. You can do a little bit at a time. And that's really just up to you. Now, something else that you can do is to align your year with the wheel of the year. Um, Nature doesn't move in straight lines, neither do we. So just taking the concept of the wheel of the year, maybe a map of the wheel of the year, or maybe just like the wheel itself, and put it into your planner. When is Samhain? When is Yule? When is Imbolc? And notice that there are times for planning and times for resting. And there's also times for growth, and there's time for planting seeds. There's time for visibility, and then there's time for inward focus. So when your planning honors these rhythms, burnout decreases, intuition strengthens, and life feels more spacious. So instead of asking, what should I be doing? Begin asking what season you are in. And this creates more of a natural, not forced feeling. So all of this, journaling, mapping, the wheel of the year, divination, needs a place to live. And a planner isn't about productivity, it's about containment. When you have a planner, a journal, it's you also have a consistent rhythm. So this is my planner. Time to plan. Okay. This helps your nervous system relax. We are in fight or flight all the time. This also helps you not to hold everything in your head. You're creating a sacred structure that supports your life, and you can bless and you can protect and you can Reiki this planner and journal all you want. It's yours. Preparation flows naturally from here. So, as you prepare for 2026, I invite you to ask yourself, what would it feel like this year if I lived in rhythm with nature? What would it be like to plan with your intuition instead of pressure? I've already talked about my journals being on my website at bertina.org. But if you're feeling called to go deeper, I am offering a class on January the 11th at Cosmic Connections in Nashville at 1 o'clock. It's $99. It's 3 or 4 hours. And we sit down, you bring your cards, you bring your planner, you bring your journal, and we map the whole year. Okay. If you would like private sessions with me, in person or remote, Zoom, phone, it doesn't matter. You can book with me at yourcosmicconnections.com, yourcosmicconnections.com, and you just click on intuitive readings and find me. I'm about the third or fourth one down, and just book a session with me. I would love to get to know each one and every one of you all and help you plan for the new year and help you do it intuitively instead of panicking and overwhelming yourself and doing so much to yourself. I mean, it's overwhelming, really is what it is. So what I want you to do is remember that you're not behind, you're not late. You are arriving exactly as you are. Now, I want to thank you for spending this time with me. And remember that you can catch me on my YouTube channel, Ancient Arts of the Priestess Academy. You can also catch this episode on my Facebook group and on Substack under Bertina11, and also wherever you stream podcast at Spiritual Sanctuary Wisdom for the Divine Feminine. I would love if you would subscribe, maybe do a like, maybe you do a comment. Let me know what your oracle card is of the month. And I would love to get to know you. So I hope to see you next week at the same time on Wednesday. And I look forward to finding a beautiful year for all of us. Goodbye.